चम्मच इधर।
थोड़ा हाथ हटाओ।
आपका फर्स्ट बुक लॉन्च होने वाला है, इवन इतने ऑडियंस के बीच में आप फर्स्ट टाइम रखने वाले हो, क्या
जी।
कुछ कहना चाहेंगे? कितने
नहीं, आज
excited हैं?
बुक लॉन्च नहीं है, बुक मेरी लॉन्च हो चुकी है, उसको बहुत तारीफ भी मिल चुकी है। आज हम यहाँ पे मुंबई में जो इंटरनेशनल जो मुंबई लिट लाइफ फेस्टिवल है वहाँ पे हम आए हैं और मेरे बुक को चूज़ किया गया है कि इसके बारे में बात करूँ और उसको प्रेजेंट करूँ अपने शहर में मुंबई में, तो वो बहुत स्पेशल चीज़ है मेरे लिए।
जैसा कि मैंने बुक की समरी पढ़ी, बहुत यूनिक है।
हाँ।
ऐसी चीज़ें आप रखने जा रहे हो जो शायद ही लोग इतनी बहादुरी से नहीं रखते हैं,
हाँ।
यू नो। सो आप कुछ बताना चाहें? सम
बहादुरी का तो पता नहीं, बट एक बहुत प्यारी सी स्टोरी है, बहुत मज़ेदार स्टोरी है, एंड आई थिंक बहुत लोग रिलेट भी करेंगे इससे, और बहुत ही पॉपुलर कल्चर स्टोरी है। आई थिंक लोग इन्जॉय करेंगे।
और ऑडियंस से किस तरीके का एक्सपेक्टेशन है अबाउट योर बुक?
वो तो अब ऑडियंस ही बता सकती है, बट आई होप अभी तक तो अप्रिसिएशन बहुत अच्छा है। अभी लास्ट वीक ओनली आज इन शारजा, वहाँ पे उन्होंने मुझे बुलाया था कल्चर फेस्टिवल के लिए। अभी कुछ और लिट फेस्ट में जा रही हूँ बुक को लेके, तो बहुत मज़ा आ रहा है। आई थिंक जितने आप अलग अलग लोगों से मिलते हैं, अलग अलग बातें सुनते हैं, तो अलग अलग चीज़ें यू नो उनको छू जाती हैं। आई थिंक एज एन आर्टिस्ट आपका काम है सिर्फ अपना काम करना, और अलग अलग लोग उससे अलग अलग कुछ चीज़ें उठाते हैं, उनको कुछ अलग ही दिखता है।
बट कोई ऐसा बुक में कोई ऐसी पॉइंट जो आपको बहुत पसंद हो?
अपनी बुक में मतलब अपने मुँह मियाँ मिट्ठू कैसे करूँ मैं? मुझे तो पूरी बुक ही पसंद है, बट आई थिंक आई होप यू रीड इट, यू टेल मी व्हाट यू फील।
बट मैंने एज अ समरी पढ़ा है, एज अ
आप पूरी पढ़ो, बहुत सिंपल सी किताब है, आप 2 घंटे में पढ़ लोगे मुझे लगता है। कहाँ तक आपने पढ़ाई की है?
आई एम अ ग्रेजुएट
इन व्हाट? इन व्हाट आर यू ग्रेजुएटेड?
जर्नलिज्म।
जर्नलिज्म। अरे लवली, कहाँ से किया?
मुंबई
तो
महाराष्ट्र।
फट से आप तो 2 घंटे में ऐसे ही पढ़ लोगे, आपको तो होगा, आपकी रीडिंग स्पीड अच्छी होगी ना। हाँ।
डेफिनेटली मैं रीड करूंगी। लास्टली कुछ कहना चाहें आप ऑडियंस को?
Already, as you are an artist doing acting,
जी।
what made you inspired to write a book that too an accidental superhero? So,
I don't know. I think these were just stories in my head. I think I just wanted to write somebody who was more like me out there. You know, I think that was the idea, and I love the idea of a misfit saving the world. I think that idea fascinates me. I think we all have grown up on a diet of very like Avengers style superheroes saving the world, but I feel like no, somebody can be a little crooked and little off and little like perhaps not even likable and can still save the world or make a difference.
so this time for film industry is always it has been adaptation things are going on. Are you expecting any kind of eruption or have you already
100% from your mouth to God's ears. I think that's the idea. The idea is to convert this into a book or into a film or a series.
Since we are at literature festival, what are your thoughts about the literature? How much you enjoy it, and are you excited for any sessions happening here at Chamber Doll?
There's a great session happening today. There's an actress, she's an author called Huma Qureshi. I think you should check it out. It's quite fantastic. I would highly recommend it. I think she has some interesting things to talk about.
Thank you. सवाल छोटा सा, ये जो आपने बुक लॉन्च करी है कितनी भाषाओं में लॉन्च करी है?
कितनी
भाषाओं में आपने
भाषाओं में?
लैंग्वेजेस।
तो अभी तो अंग्रेजी में है, बट एक हिंदी में इसका एडिशन आ रहा है।
जिस तरह से हम फिल्म रिलीज करते हैं अलग अलग भाषाओं में।
जी। अब अच्छी बात यह है कि हमको हिंदी का एक पब्लिशिंग हाउस से ऑफर है, तो एक हिंदी में डेफिनेटली जल्दी आने वाली है, और होपफुली बाकी भाषाओं में भी जल्दी आएगी।
ओके। और आपकी कोई नई फिल्म आने वाली है, इसके बारे में कुछ पता है?
सब तो आधा घंटे का इंटरव्यू होना पड़ेगा उसके लिए, बट काफ़ी सारी नई फिल्में आ रही हैं, तो आई होप यू विल कीप वॉचिंग देम एंड सपोर्टिंग मी। थैंक यू।
थैंक यू।
How much in your right now? Thank you, ma'am.
Happy birthday. मोबाइल तो वीडियो
On your birthday, I love your nails.
Oh my
Well
God.
done.
Neat.
You haven't gotten anything done to them this time. You had black nails, no? And I met you. It was your birthday, wasn't it? Nice. When was it?
It was in 2022.
What date?
21st of Jan.
Jan.
You were hung out there.
I was there. Was the chances? Yeah. Just because I got mine done. Very nice. No, I love that. Remember your nails.
I will tell you again later.
I forgot your name.
My name is Adi.
Adi. Okay, now I remember. Okay. How do we start this? Center? Are we doing picture? Oh! Sorry.
फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल गुड टू सी यू प्राजक्ता.
Thank you so much. I'm
क्या
very
कुछ
happy to be here.
या क्या कुछ कहना चाहेंगी आज आप बुक के बारे में कुछ बताना चाहें अपने?
मेरे लिए ये बहुत ही ज़्यादा मॉन्यूमेंटल इवेंट है बिकॉज ये मेरे लाइफ का पहला लिट फेस्ट है. मेरी लाइफ की पहली बुक है जो अभी तक रिलीज़ भी नहीं हुई है, तो उसके बारे में बात हो रही है. आई एम वेरी हैप्पी कि आई गेट टू बी हियर विद हार्पर कॉलिंस विच इज़ वन ऑफ द पब्लिशिंग हाउसेज जिनके इतने सारे बुक्स पढ़ के मैं बड़ी हुई हूँ. तो मेरे लिए बहुत स्पेशल है और थोड़ा ओवरवेलमिंग भी है, तो थोड़ा नर्व्स हो रहे हैं, बट आई एम हैप्पी टू बी हियर.
वाह, जैसे कि हमने आपकी एक्टिंग देखी है, बट सडनली एज अ ऑथर बनने का डिसीजन कहाँ से आया?
एक्चुअली राइटिंग हमेशा से करने में बड़ा मज़ा आता था. मैं पहले ब्लॉग्स लिखती थी, उसके बाद मैंने जितने भी मेरे यूट्यूब वीडियोस के स्क्रिप्ट्स वगैरह होते थे वो मैं जब लिखती थी, तो मुझे हमेशा सबसे एक्साइटिंग पार्ट ऑफ कंटेंट क्रिएशन मेरे लिए राइटिंग होता था. तो जब लॉकडाउन में अचानक से बहुत सारा टाइम मिलने लग गया, घर बैठे थे ना, तो आई वांटेड टू राइट लॉन्ग फॉर्म. कि मुझे ऐसा था कि फ्रॉम अ क्रिएटर मेरा एस्केलेशन क्या हो सकता है. तो मुझे ऐसा था कि गट्स हैं तो नहीं, बट कोशिश करनी है कि आई वांट टू राइट अ फिल्म और आई वांट टू राइट अ शो, यू नो, लॉन्ग फॉर्मेट लिखना है, एपिसोड्स लिखने हैं. तो ये जो आइडिया है बुक का, वो मैंने एज अ शो एक्चुअली सोचा था कि इसका एक शो बनाऊंगी बिकॉज आई लव रोमांस. और मुझे लगता है कि एज अ रोमांस फ़ैन उतना रोमांस देखने को नहीं मिल रहा. तो आई वाज लाइक ओके, मुझे बनाना है, आई वांट टू सी व्हाट आई कैन डू. तो वो एज अ मैंने कहा था कि इसके लिए ना राइटर्स रूम वगैरह नहीं करेंगे, मुझे ये देखना है इफ़ आई कैन वर्क ऑन दिस बाय माई सेल्फ. तो मैंने शुरू करा लिखना, पर इससे पहले कभी शो लिखा नहीं था. तो ऐसा तो नहीं है कि बैठो और स्क्रीन प्ले टाइप करना शुरू कर दिया और आ गया. सो मैंने कहा चलो आइडियाज़ लिखना शुरू करते हैं. तो छोटे छोटे पैराग्राफ्स मैंने लिखना शुरू करा और मैं अपनी टीम के साथ शेयर कर रही थी. तो टीम कह रही कि ये तो बुक जैसा नहीं लग रहा. मैंने कहा लिखूं, कह रहे ट्राई कर ले. और मुझे पता है कि किसी भी तरह की अकाउंटेबिलिटी मेरे पे नहीं आएगी अनलेस आई अनाउंस इट टू माई ऑडियंस. तो लास्ट ईयर मेरे बर्थडे पे मैंने अनाउंस कर दिया था. मैंने कहा चलो आई एम राइटिंग दिस बुक. उस टाइम पे तो कोई सीन भी नहीं था, आई डिडंट इवन हैव अ पब्लिशर ऑन बोर्ड, एंड दैट्स व्हेन हार्पर कॉलिंस रीच्ड आउट एंड आई वाज लाइक ये तो बड़ा सीरियस हो गया, अब तो ख़त्म करनी पड़ेगी. सो आई स्टार्टेड राइटिंग इट इन अप्रैल लास्ट ईयर एंड आई फिनिश्ड द फर्स्ट ड्राफ्ट इन अप्रैल दिस ईयर. एंड तब से एडिट्स वेडिट्स पे काम चल रहे हैं. एंड मुझे ही कभी कभी नहीं लगता कि शुरू करी और ख़त्म भी हो गई. तो लेट्स सी. रोमांस फिक्शन, हाँ जी.
तो उसमें से कुछ बताना चाहें किस तरीके की है कहानी? और था
वो तो मुझे पता नहीं मैं कितना बता सकती हूँ, पर अवनी एंड अमन की स्टोरी है एंड इट्स सेट इन बॉम्बे. इट्स कॉल्ड टू गुड टू बी ट्रू एंड इट्स इन माई हेड इट्स अ वेरी ऑर्डिनरी स्टोरी. मुझे बिल्कुल मुझे ये स्टोरीज़ बड़ी पसंद आती हैं जो बड़ी सिंपल रिलेटेबल होती हैं. तो अब तो मैंने अपनी बुक पढ़ ली होगी 60-70 बार कम से कम पिछले एक साल में. तो जितनी बारी मैं पढ़ती हूँ ना, मुझे सबसे ज़्यादा अच्छा ये लगता है कि इट्स अ वेरी ऑर्डिनरी स्टोरी बिल्कुल. और मेरे बस की भी है नहीं कि कुछ एक्स्ट्रॉर्डनरी लिखा जाए या कुछ ऐसा लिखा जाए जो मतलब वाह क्या सोचा है कवि ने, ऐसा तो होगा ही नहीं. तो आई लाइक दैट इट्स अ वेरी सिंपल वेरी ऑर्डिनरी स्टोरी अबाउट दीज टू ब्यूटिफुल पीपल इन बॉम्बे. एंड बाकी तो अभी चलो बताते बताते फिर बहुत ही ज़्यादा बता दूंगी, तो इतना.
How you ended up at Lit Fest and with your book and what we can expect in the session?
इन द सेशन अगेन टॉक अबाउट द बुक. मेरी बुक एक्चुअली प्री ऑर्डर पे जा रही है. ये कब रिलीज़ होगा? आज ही रिलीज़ होगा शाम को ना, मतलब सेशन के बाद ना. तो मेरी बुक एक्चुअली प्री ऑर्डर पे जा रही है 5 दिसंबर को, जो मेरे लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट डे है क्योंकि उस टाइम पे आप क्रॉसवर्ड्स पे या अमेज़ॉन पे मेरी बुक को प्री ऑर्डर कर सकते हो एंड देन इट रिलीजेस व्हेन इट रिलीजेस. तो उसके बारे में बात होगी. इन जनरल स्टोरी टेलिंग के बारे में बात होगी. आई थिंक आज के सेशन में वी आल्सो टॉकिंग अबाउट हाउ आई हैव बीन चेंजिंग लेन्स विद द काइंड ऑफ क्रिएशन दैट आई हैव बीन डूइंग. सो या.
Okay, lastly, Literature Fest is here. What your thoughts about this kind of Literature Fest and how much you enjoy as a person?
मेरे लिए जैसे मैं कह रही थी इट्स वेरी मोन्यूमेंटल बिकॉज द लास्ट टाइम आई वाज एट अ लिटरेचर फेस्ट आई हैड कम एज अ रेडियो इंटर्न एंड आई हैड कम टू इंटरव्यू अनंत नीलकंठन जिन्होंने असुराज लिखी है, जिन्होंने आई हैड मेट अमीश त्रिपाठी उस टाइम पे. और मेरे लिए एज अ बुक लवर आई हैव बीन रीडिंग ऑल माई लाइफ. आई लव बुक्स. वो बहुत स्पेशल था. तो उस टाइम पे मुझे ऐसा लगा था कि एक दिन
मेरा भी आएगा
जाएंगे लिट फेस्ट, और ऐसा नहीं लगा था कि इतने जल्दी हो जाएगा, बट सो इट्स वेरी स्पेशल फॉर मी टू बी हियर.
थैंक यू मैम
थैंक यू.
Used to get like your first, second prize in school for various things I wrote. But when I think I was about 9, I tried to write a book for my brother as a birthday gift. And I showed it to a cousin of mine, and my cousin said, you can't gift it to him. So I was like, why not? He's like, because every 2 pages someone dies. Oh. So I had to abandon the book, and then it got lost, and now I regret it because I could have been
You would read or talk to people or take a nap. Did you use that time to write?
No, not at all actually. I wrote bulk of this book during COVID. I've journaled a lot, so I've been journaling, I don't know, the past 15 odd years, and I journal quite religiously. That's one thing I do, and I feel it really helps me sort of connect with myself. So during COVID, I was going through all these emotions and feelings, like all of us did. I didn't know how to channelize it. There was nobody who was working, and out of those journals came this book. Really. So I call it my freestyle way of writing, you know, almost like vomiting on paper and then figuring if this material makes any sense.
So what came first? Did Ziba the character come first? Did the world come
The
first?
chicken or the egg?
Yes.
I don't know, what do you think?
I've heard you say that I didn't write her, she just wrote herself, and Ziba popped into my head. And
100%. I don't think anybody can create anything original. I feel we have to allow it to happen to us. I do believe that. I believe that in my acting work, I believe that in my writing work. I feel sometimes you just have to get out of the way. And sometimes when the world around us is there, we're just mediums of interpretation. You just interpret. Like, you know, I mean, you and I can look at the same glass and see it half full or half empty. But it's about like just having the courage to express it as authentically as you can, only the way you see it.
And who was the first person who you sort of showed the first draft to and said, I think I might have a book here?
Surprisingly, Deepa Mehta. I'm quite close to her. We did a series called Leila, and we've been chatting and jamming ever since, and I do love her. And I remember sending the first few chapters to her, and she's like, of course you can write, I've been telling you and you should do it. And I was really like apprehensive, but she really like, cheered me, and she's always been in my corner, so I think I would have to thank her. And then many other people, a friend of mine called Bilal, Sarita Tanhar, they all have been telling me to write for the longest time, and I've been like, really? Can I just jam with another writer? Like, okay.
Would you, I don't think you would ever be open to someone ghostwriting it.
Not at all. I have such control issues, even my Instagram I handle personally. Like, forget writing a book. Hey, that doesn't mean you can DM me. Or maybe you can.
But you know, when you read the book, you do actually get a sense of your voice, like Huma's voice, because all of the characters have a little bit of you in them. Were you, as you started writing, were you like, oh my god, all of them are sounding a little like me? Or you were happy to let that happen?
No, actually, I don't think they all sound like me. They all are me, but they don't sound like me. So interestingly, for those of you who have not read the book, each chapter of the book is a different character taking the story forward. So if one chapter is Ziba, the other could be the mum, or the father, or the great Khan who's the evil dictator, or Khairun. And all of them take the story forward. They all are first person, and the reason for that was I'm an actor and I can always think in terms of characters, and that comes far more easily to me. And I didn't want to get caught up in this whole structure of how to write a book. I wanted to be more like personal in the sense, what is also my style of communicating, and I think that is how I've worked on this.
I was going to ask you how come different chapters have different characters' point of views, because it is very intriguing and it is unique. Another part that is very intriguing is the fact that there are little almost post-it notes which are notes from you to the reader.
I mean, just to give you an example, the first post-it is something like this, which basically after giving like a bit of a story about the stories about my superpowers, the fable Hodi speaks Zaza, where I shall also eventually confront my destiny. Yes, I am Ziba, an accidental superhero with a hijab for a cape. And then the post-it says, everything you will read in the following pages is fiction. Do not believe anything you read here. just because something is written does not make it true, right?
Why did you want to communicate that?
I think I got scared. What if you took me seriously?
Right? I know that there's a bit where you describe what the hijab actually means to women and why the hijab first came in, and you write and say this is the character's own interpretation and do not think of it as the final sort of word on Islam. Again, a little bit of people shouldn't misinterpret what I'm saying.
I think for me, in all of this jargon, what really gets lost somewhere is choice. I think it's a man and a woman's choice with what they do with themselves and their bodies and what they choose to believe. And somewhere in all this big debate, we sort of move very far away from that. And for me, religion is about my interpersonal relationship with God, and nobody gets to define that or interpret that. And that's the beauty that we all have that choice. And I feel like that is a lens with which this book must be received.
And you haven't had people who are perhaps not as liberal be offended or say something to
I've
you?
never had anyone be offended by this book.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, that's been the beauty. In fact, I was just in Sharjah about a week ago.
I was going to ask you.
For the Sharjah Literature Festival, and the love I got there was just so immense and so beautiful. And it was really special to be in Sharjah with Ziba. So I think the world is ready for a female Muslim superhero, guys.
Now that you do mention a female Muslim superhero, what about Miss Marvel?
What about her?
She's
She could totally jam. I mean, she can be my guest. But I mean,
You weren't worried about the comparisons because she
But
is
they're very different. They're very, very
Yes,
different.
they are. They are.
They're very, very different.
One of them is a kid and the other one is still
That
not yet a
you-
grown up.
Not yet a grown up. Refusing to grow up. Like the Peter Pan.
Yes.
Like the female Peter Pan.
But you're not bothered by the comparisons. Oh, fantastic. I must ask you, I usually get fascinated with why authors use the names that they do. Are they some of your favorite people in the world, favorite names?
It's my favorite alphabet. Do you guys remember a movie called Mask of Zorro? Yeah? I saw it as a kid, and I remember like Antonio Banderas with that sword just doing that Z thing, and I was like, that's so cool. So I always was like, if I have a child, I'm gonna call her Ziba. But I got the book before, so the book one.
Your first child
My
is
first
Ziba.
child, yeah.
Yeah. And the other names and the make-believe kingdom of Hudir, it sounds like Afghanistan, but it isn't.
It's like Abu Dhabi and Nepal had a baby. You know what I mean? Like, Khudir is that place. It doesn't exist. It's this totally imaginary place up in the Himalayas somewhere, which is oil rich with the evil king, and how that would sort of affect the geopolitical things in that region. And yeah, it's completely make-believe. But I thought it'd be fascinating for Ziba to be from there, to avoid also any kind of comparisons. It's just completely fictitious, and of course the idea is not to like caught up in specifics, but to tell a more universal story. I think that was the idea, that everyone can relate with.
It is, because there's a lot of it that is familiar, and a lot of it that is a little bit unfamiliar. And I'm like, okay, it does sound make-believe, but it sounds like a place I'd like to visit. So well done, you.
Because there's Beyonce there performing, so
She
she
does.
does perform.
She does, and there's also Bollywood. Yeah. Was the Bollywood reference just for fun because you're an actor?
100%. Yeah, why not? I mean, books are also like reflections of how you see the world, right? How can I not interpret that? But also like, it kind of, you know what the reference is, kind of lends itself very beautifully.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. Tell me if there were daily hours that you set yourself, because the hardest part of writing, as a lot of authors may have told you today, is the actual writing, the sitting every single day and setting targets. Did you have to do that? Did you follow that?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta write every day. That's what I would say. You have to do it every day. Yeah, I'm one of those people. Like, I wish I could be one of those, that I will, when inspiration strikes and like it happens. Like, no, I think I'm not as talented. I just need to be more disciplined. So, like, I feel there are far more many people with better book ideas and more talented with maybe something far more important to say. I just have the discipline. And which is why I feel if you just have the discipline and you just like strong about it and like focused about it, you can do it.
And so every single day you've set out to write. how much of it got retained?
40%.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of it you throw away, a lot of it you cancel, a lot of it like, it doesn't make any sense. It's quite frustrating actually, but it's also very, very rewarding.
That's the reason most people don't write, because
It is, but it's
the
also
self-doubt.
Listen, it doesn't exist. Something just exists in your head. Pen to paper, or like type out some words on a screen, and then another person reads it and they feel something, or they feel the same thing. And I'm like, that's pure like creativity. You know, that's also human connection. I feel like if just some words on a page can make you feel something, or transport you to another place, or a time, or make you feel more heroic, or make you feel like you have control over your destiny. Isn't that amazing?
It is amazing. And why set it in a superhero space? Why a fantasy book? Is that a genre that you grew up reading?
I mean, I read a lot, and I do read a lot, but I feel like, I don't know, I think, like I said, because it's a product of the COVID times, maybe it just felt more appropriate. Rather than to wallow in the misery that surrounded us, I chose to imagine a better. Yeah, you just choose to imagine a better reality, that a better future is in place. I mean, that's the way I look at it. Whenever I feel like life, like you've hit rock bottom, I'm like, okay, the only way to go is up.
It is.
Yeah, so fantasy fiction hence lends itself perfectly.
So is Ziba the Accidental Superhero book one of perhaps the continuing series?
My publisher's right there, what do you think? Oh, she nods.
She's nodding.
So can we talk about the check now or later? She's saying later.
And do you think it lends itself to maybe, I don't know, an adaptation film?
I would like it to be. I think that's the idea, the intention. So I'm manifesting it in front of you all. I would love to see Ziba into like a big superhero film or a limited series. Why not?
And would you play Ziba?
I mean, if they offer, sure. I'll have to read the script, you know.
So, what did you grow up reading that influenced you to take up writing?
I don't know if I read to take up writing, but I read a lot, like Enid Blyton, J.K. Rowling, all of it, the usual Famous Five, Nancy Drew, Agatha Christie, Jeffrey Archer, whatever. You just kept reading. I don't think I was a very discerning reader. I would just read whatever.
Do you remember who introduced you to your first book? A lot of us have that memory, right? That favorite aunt, like parent, someone who gives you that first book, and that's your association with books for the rest of your life.
No, I don't remember actually. We always had books in the house.
Always in the house.
Yeah, so I think my mum, perhaps. But I do remember my favorite memory would be because after a point my reading speed really went up. So and we were only allowed one book every week from the school library. So I would have to like get a friend to, you know, let me borrow theirs. And then I would go to the Sunday market in Palika in Delhi, where you bought books by the kilo. Because they have these old second-hand books that you can actually buy, and I remember going there and being like, okay, let me get the entire stack.
And how fast would you be able to finish a book?
Pretty fast.
Pretty fast. How fast do you think people would get through yours?
A couple of hours maybe, I don't know.
Couple of hours?
How long did you take?
I did not take a couple of hours, I took a few days. And I blame it on today's time and age where we've kind of lost practice of reading. And you have to really, like, I really want to read and I'm going to read. But I did. I wanted to thank you for bringing me back into the world of books. It is a quick read. It is an easy read. It is very surprising. It's witty, but it doesn't have a climax. But you kind of know the end. Because
It's a happy ending, guys. Let me say.
It is. So, I'm sure there are budding writers in the room. What would you tell them? Write that book.
Just do it. I mean, I sound like a Nike advert, but yeah. And they're not paying me for this, huh? So. But just do it. Like, seriously, there's no other way around it. I wish there was a shorter cut. I wish there was an easier way to do it. There is no easier way. No one's going to come and do it for you. If you delay it today, it's not going to happen on its own. That's just the reality of it. Adult life is hard. It sucks. You got to do everything on your own. So if any young writers are out here, I can't really tell because of the house lights, but like, try not to grow up. That's my first piece of advice. But if you really must grow up, then just try not to take yourself too seriously, and just do it. Just put your head down and do it, and don't think about like what the results are going to be or how is it going to get received. You feel something, try and express yourself as authentically and as respectfully as you can. That's all that I say.
I think that's fantastic advice.
And then follow me at your own peril.
You're very inspiring, even on Instagram. Yes, absolutely. And very real. And your book is relatable because it's a lot of you and it is very real and it's good. All right, we're now opening it up to everyone here. Would anyone like to use the opportunity?
There's a hand there and someone there.
Yes, we have excellent acoustics at the NCPA. We should be able to hear you.
आपकी आवाज बहुत बुलंद है, आप ऐसे चिल्लाइए। अरे वाह, कहाँ से?
I'm from a place called Udaipur on Dharmasthagan Highway. Feel in Mumbai, Maharashtra, There's a lot of Urdu literature. Later I graduated to English. I was looking for one for somewhere new. And from there the thought comes, do we look at the government translations of Zeba to cater to a larger audience?
Would you like more vernacular translations? Is that what you're saying?
That's it. Like, you know, they kind of, I haven't gone through it, but whatever I could pick it up, it looks to be, must be a phenomenal piece. So why not, like, you know, non-English readers also?
I think we do have a Hindi offer for Hindi language, and we're discussing others as well.
Nice. That'll be good, I think.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.
तो इस सवाल नहीं था, suggestion था. नहीं, वो भी ठीक है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, हम suggestion ले लेंगे.
नहीं, ज़्यादा मेरी पैदाइश से बचपन से उर्दू से जुड़ा हूँ. Even though I come from Jammu, watched a lot of PDB, and my literature, this thing started with Kishan Chandra, Saadat Hasan Mantu, and then later the English came in. So maybe I was relating it to those people while you were talking.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All the best.
Anybody else? Sorry, the lights are
The
blinking.
lady there.
Ah, right here. Amber.
Hi, I'm Falguni, and I'm an editor. I have worked on around 100 books in the last 4 years. And I want to know, how was your editing process like, conversations with the editor, and what went in the story and what was removed out of the story during that process?
What was removed, thou shalt never know. Though I must confess, I remember telling my editor that, you know, when the document came back the first time, and I called an alarm saying, what the hell? Can I not even punctuate? I don't know if any of you know what those drafts look like. They're just covered in red.
I was going to ask you if it comes back in red.
It comes back in absolute red, and I was like, what? And then they have their little suggestions of how you could do lines differently or whatever, and that just was like...
It triggers the worst memories of school.
Basically. And you're just like... And then you go like, so I want to be a writer, I can't even punctuate, like... That maybe I should go back to school. But no, it's a very, very humbling process. Extremely humbling process. A lot of stuff gets thrown out. A lot of stuff is just repetition. And I think, you know, jamming with your editor, it really, really makes a difference. I mean, I must tell you this, that so when I wrote the first couple of chapters, and I sent it to both HarperCollins, my publisher, and to another, who shall not be named, publishing house. And of course they were keen, but their approach was more like, hey, you're an actor, of course we publish your book because a few of your fans will read it. But Harper's really pushed me. And they were like, send back feedback, and were like, oh, this doesn't work, and can you make this better, and you know, all of those things. And I feel that has really, really helped me and the book find its true voice. So that process has been really beautiful. So whether it was Swati earlier or Paulumi later, I mean, they've been really, really like special. ये रूस है। वाह। पहले बोलते पूरा सेशन उर्दू में ही कर लेते हैं।
Hi, Mark. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
So congratulations. Firstly, I think this is terrific. Firstly, to have an actress write a book is amazing.
Why do you say that, sir?
Because the only other person I know is Kritil Khanna, and she stopped acting. Right?
So are you saying actresses can't write or shouldn't write or what?
No, you should. I mean, it's good. So good to see.
I'm just bullying Alex, sorry.
The other thing about most authors, most writers, are that they select a genre and they stick to the genre, right? So right from Frederick Forsyth, Elizabeth Smith, anybody, or Jeffrey Archer. So Tugel Khanna has a genre, she's sticking to the genre. Are you going to stick to fantasy, superhero genre, or are you going to explore other genres?
Sir, अभी acting में कभी genre stick नहीं किया तो writing में कैसे करेंगे? So hopefully not, but early days to say, who knows? But I do enjoy writing a lot, and I do enjoy my side hustle as a writer a lot. So I would love to dabble in other genres.
Hello, ma'am. Soham here. This side. Hello. Here.
Hi, Soham.
Hello. So I just wanted to ask, how long did the actual book writing process take, and did you have a writer's block? How did you get out of it? And if were there any difficult processes by the process of writing?
About 2 years, on and off, the whole process. Did I have writer's block? No, yeah. I don't think I'm talented enough to get writer's block. हाँ मतलब कुछ होता होगा कुछ ऐसे बीमारी मुझे लगता है बस रोज सुबह उठ के I just need to write and if I don't like it the next day I can discard it but my discipline is just to write.
And so what is your other favorite genre other than fiction that you would like to do?
Hopefully, but no, actually I wouldn't. I was going to say my autobiography, but actually I would never tell the truth. So, no point. Maybe I could write a fake autobiography of all the things I could have been, but didn't.
Hello, ma'am.
Wait, that's unfortunately going to be the last question.
Yeah. Two more.
Two more?
Last two. Okay.
I was going to ask everyone to DM you.
Oh, I could give you my number.
Sure.
So 98.
Yeah, so ma'am, as you said, go ahead and do it yourself, start writing. So first I would want to ask you, how are you balancing your both the careers and another question is, as a writer, when I start writing, the whole thing is completed, and when you start editing it, the cutout parts and all that. So how was your journey? Like I felt like it is starting from again, the second journey from the scratch again. So what was your experience? Thank you.
Painful. No, it is a painful. It's not joke hoti hai, guys. Come on. Let me try and sound intelligent now. No, it's a painful process. It's a painful process. It's a long process. Sometimes some parts that you really liked, they have to go. But sometimes you have to see the overall. What is the overall objective of the book, and you have to always remain true to that. So sometimes, so the editing process is a very lengthy process, and I think again the important thing is you have to jam with an editor, who gets it, as opposed to like pushing you down another path. And I think that's the key. That was the key for me.
And one final question.
Hello.
How challenging is it to manage two professions at a time?
Well, not at all actually. They both pay pretty well, so I manage. One gets me the car, the other the fuel.
Don't you find it stressful?
What's your name? Kia? How old are you, Kia? Okay, read my book after 2 years. But you can ask me a question. I love
She's
you.
probably read it already.
Have you written? You write? So basically, they have got you here to make me feel bad. ये देखो 13 साल में 3 किताबें लिखी और तुम यहाँ पे एक किताब लेके बहुत बातें कर रही हो. No, but that's amazing, Kia. You should give me advice. Can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
So, what inspired you to write at such a young age?
So I think my first book was inspired while I was recuperating from my major spine correction surgery. So I was diagnosed with a rare genetic disorder when I was just 10 months. And in 2022, my spine had buckled into an S. So I had to get a surgery done, and I have 2 titanium rods in my spine. So while recuperating from that spine correction surgery,
much. I'm going to get a copy of your book.
Thank you.
I would love to read your book. And thank you so much for sharing the story with us and inspiring each and every single person in this room. Thank you.
Ask my question.
She's classic 13-year-old. Yes, my love.
What would be your inspiring words for other aspiring authors?
Exactly what you are doing, my love. Just keep doing what feels right to you. Tell your story. Tell it in the most honest, most simple, most direct, most authentic, without any riffraff, just what you feel like, and with a lot of empathy. I think that is what people forget. Sometimes when we write now, we just want to write to divide, or we want to write to stir up a controversy. But writing can be very, very beautiful. It can be quite empathetic, and I think words and books and movies have the power to do that.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Huma. Thank you so much, Tarana. And of course, Kea, thank you for those beautiful words. And thank you so much for joining us on stage. Huma will be available to sign books in the Open Air Plaza in 30 minutes as soon as our session ends over here. So thanks a lot for joining us today. And it's time to bring on our next speaker. Thanks, Huma. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Right, time to bring on our next speaker. But there's a question I'm still scratching my head over, so I want your help in answering. Right, another quick reminder for all those who have joined us right now. It took a lot of phone calls to put this session together. Please don't let one ring from your phone ruin it for us. So make it a point to make sure all those who've joined us and all those who've been here, your phones are on side. Thank you so much. Over to you, ladies. Take it away.
Prajakta, you think we should give them 2 minutes to just let the excitement settle down? It's palpable, we can feel it, we can hear it.
I mean, I only, the patriotism on me only.
Why?
Because this is such a legendary thing for me, honestly. The last time I was at a Lit Fest, I'd come as a radio intern, and I know that you've done radio.
I have done radio.
I've come as a radio intern, and I remember speaking to Anandil Kanthar and Amish Tripathi, and at that time I was like, yaar, ek baar jana hai Lit Fest mein, because just the energy was mad. It was lovely to meet all the people that I met, and some of whom I'm still in touch with. So for me, this is a huge moment. So thank you so much for having me.
It's a huge moment for every single person here. Okay, we may or may not have 17 million people in the audience here right now, but I know all of them will watch this later. As someone who is such a huge influence with that many people who love you, how is it that your first book is not how to be an influencer and influence people?
10 years I've overshared on my YouTube channel. All the knowledge I had to impart is done. I want to write fiction because I live there. My brain is always there. And honestly, I don't think I'm there yet to like do self-help. But I only don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how this has happened the way it has. So honestly, when it came to writing it, I knew that I wanted to do romance fiction because I'm a huge fan.
So because you enjoy reading romance fiction, you said I'm the right one.
Yeah.
Okay. And not because you thought they don't do romance right and I must do it right.
Oh God, no. I think some of them do romance beautifully well, which is why I kind of fell in love with the genre. You know, I fell in love with it quite late though. Because everyone who's a romance fan that I've spoken to, they're like, ye to humne 13 saal ki umar mein
That
padhi."
is indeed true.
Right?
Yeah.
I started reading in 2022, romance novels. Usse pehle I hadn't read any romance novels, which is just sad. So now I'm catching up.
You're catching up.
Yeah.
So, I think on 27 June 2023, which is was your birthday, and it was your 30th birthday. You made a very exciting video. Everyone probably here watched it, and she said, I wrote a book.
Yeah.
And now, almost a year and a half later, I have a question which everybody would like to ask you. Where is the book? Is it here yet?
You know, I read books so fast. I always thought it would be as fast to write. It's not. I started writing in the April of last year. I announced it in June because I was like, I've announced kar diya hai, to finish karna. Pressure. हाँ, like वो करना पड़ेगा. Otherwise, it will become one of those projects. कि I remember 10 years ago I started writing something, nothing came out. So announced to kar diya. Then we got a publisher. HarperCollins came on board, and now everything was very official, very suddenly. And I finished writing it in April this year.
Really?
Yeah, it took me a year to write a book, and I was like, how has this taken? So I finished reading 100 books in that much time. So it takes a lot longer. Also, after writing, because it's my first, everything came as a first. After writing, I submitted my manuscript. I said, done. When to release now? I said, should we release it on my birthday this year? We'll just say, कि चलो 27 June पे announce किया, 23 में, 24 में release हो गई. And my editor was like, no, we have to edit it. I said, no, the grammatical mistakes. मैं कह रही ठीक है, because I remember when I was writing ना, मुझे ऐसा लगता था कि कैसे मैं लिखूंगी 300 pages. I used to Google कि what is
ये 300 का टारगेट किसने दिया था?
मैंने Google किया था.
अच्छा.
मैंने कहा
perfect size of a romance novelist.
Average. मैंने कहा average pages कितने चाहिए होते हैं romance novel में? तो उन्होंने कहा था कि 280 to 350 के बीच में. मैंने कहा चलो 300 पकड़ के चलते हैं.
Nice round.
हाँ, 300 की मैंने 300 मेरे pages हो जाए मैं खुश हो जाऊंगी. फिर and I was so nervous because every time I would write a chapter I would see the number of words and I would translate it into pages. Single space, double space, कितने pages हुए. तो जब 120 pages हुए ना, I had reached that point in my writing journey where I was like, I don't know what now. I don't know how to take this forward. Then I saw that Paulo Coelho's Alchemist is like 180 pages. I was like, if Paulo Coelho can have a 180-page book, I too can have one. So it's fine. So in my head, it was just a very strange journey of finding my feet with this. But now we are editing it, and I actually, should I just say, it's going on pre-order soon. So, I mean, here though I don't have to say what pre-order is, because everybody knows, because a lot of times I talk about it, people are like, so pre-order means like, then why I can't buy immediately? I said, no, it's pre-order, na. You know, 1 month later.
If you could buy immediately, it would be an order.
It would be order. So yeah, Too Good to Be True actually goes up on pre-order on the 5th of December. So now it's legit. Now I have to stop.
Yeah, because now you've said it.
Now I've said it. Now it's out there.
You've said it, it's out there, and all of us will hold you responsible.
Yeah, so now it's happening on the 5th of December. So please pre-order it.
Please pre-order. May I tell you all something that I'm feeling quite privileged. I have read 23 pages of your book. How I love that.
That is what I also want.
So, when you're asked to get on stage and talk to an author about her book, ideally the interviewer demands to see the book so that we can read, do our homework. And so I asked to see the book. It didn't come till midnight last night. So I have actually read your book, last 23 pages of them, last night. And I want to know more. So I'm now stuck basically at a point where I'm like, because the rest of the book isn't there.
23 pages means you read like.
So I have two. So I got Avani. So Avani and Aman.
Yeah, it's a dual POV book.
And it's not from the girl's point of view, which we could have sort of assumed because it's coming out of you.
Yeah.
But you also write from Aman's point of view.
Yeah.
May I ask you about the meet cute?
Yes, you may.
Because you know, since you like,
I'm sorry, I've been too long.
she's meeting her first reader outside of her publishers. So I won't tell you what the meet cute is because it is cute, and there's a series of
and they meet.
Yeah, but I must ask you. Wait a minute. Does everyone know what meet cute is? Yes. That is the younger generation saying yes. Prajakta, explain what meet cute is.
Okay. Is everyone here a romance book fan? when your protagonist, your female main character and your male main character kind of meet for the first time.
And then the reader's like, oh my god, will they both there? Yeah. Did he notice her? Did she? Oh my god, is it going to happen now? Oh no, it didn't. And that's how they keep us hooked.
Yeah, that's the meet cute.
And in the first 23 pages, there are about 4 meet cutes. Will they? Oh, of course they will. That is the point of a romance novel.
100%, yeah.
They will, but how? So, one of my questions before I'd read it was going to be, your vibe is keeping it real, being honest, being fun, being geeky, just basically keeping it real. And I was very curious to see if that would translate in your book, and it does. So there's a lot of Prajakta's sort of personality that comes through. Did it happen subconsciously or was it encouraged?
You know, I honestly don't know. When I started writing this, honestly, I didn't even want to write a book. I didn't think I had the guts to write a book because it's such a mammoth task to even tell yourself one day, let's write.
I have to ask, everyone's heard her say that she likes doing many things at the same time because otherwise life is too boring.
Yes.
And writing makes you do exactly the same thing every single day and sit in one place.
Yeah.
How did you say, okay, I'll write?
I don't know. I didn't know that this would be, honestly, that's what I'm saying. So when I started, I've always enjoyed writing, but I never had the guts to publish anything I was writing. A few years
What were
ago.
you writing? Journaling?
Yeah, journaling all the time.
But that's not publishing.
No, I used to write these blog posts every time I would travel and all, but it was on my blog and like not a lot of people read my blog. But when the channel kind of took off, some people started reading it and like I
So
got
1.7 million, not
Yes.
17.
No, much lesser than that. Actually, barely. So I still had a lot of articles that I'd written, but I never published them because I was like, nee, I don't know. But I've always loved it. I've always found it one of the most challenging and one of the most rewarding things I do at work. Anytime I finish writing anything I have to write, I think that feeling I can't compare to anything else. So I want to bless you. So I wanted to start writing a show on this idea on Aman and Avni because I love romance and I want to only write romance, I only want to make romance. So I was like, okay, I want to write a show. But I love this idea so much, I told my team, I said, let's not put a writer's room together yet. I said, let me see what I can do with this. But it's not like I've written a show before. So I was like, I don't know how to start writing this. I said, okay, छोटे-छोटे posts लिखना should, like I would write a blog, I'll just date it and I'll start writing it as a journal. As from Avni's side and from Aman's side. If they had to come home from this day of meeting this guy or meeting this girl, how would it be? About 8-10 such journal entries in, my team was like, doesn't this sound like a book? Because it's easier to make a book out of this than to make a show out of this at this point. And I was like, it does. I said, should I try finishing it? So that's how it actually started. It never started as an idea of me wanting to write a book.
Oh wow. And you speak about the date, so spoiler alert, she starts every chapter with a date.
Yeah.
It's not really a spoiler, but
that might, I don't know, Paul B, is that staying? Okay, it's staying, alright. But my
that
editor's
keep it, it's good.
Okay, Paul B is here, she's from Harper College, she's my editor, and we're working on this together.
So I wanted to ask you, it starts, I think on the 28th of March.
Yes, because that's the day I started writing.
I wanted to know if it is actually, so the book and Avni's life or her introduction to us happens on the 28th of March. And I really was curious about whether or not it was the day you started.
It is. In
Writing.
fact, the first few chapters I've actually given myself the deadline of writing a chapter a day. So, and it's not very long chapters. It's about
they're not.
2,000 words, 2,300 words.
I didn't count, but I will go back and
I was counting that because I was putting to see how many pages it is becoming.
It seems like a reasonable length.
Yeah, I think it is. No, it's how many pages?
Doesn't matter.
Okay, doesn't matter. It's more than 120 at this point.
Yes. And you've crossed 300. I will tell you it's not 120 page book.
Okay, good. I've crossed 300. So I used to actually write a chapter every day because in my head it was easy for me to keep the timeline of the story in mind till, of course, like life, other things came up and then I was like, oh shit, I'm missing chapters here and there. So the first few chapters are actually every day.
They are
the
every
days, I wrote them on the days that are on top of the chapter.
So the meet cutes, are any of them inspired your own relationship?
Not even one.
A dream meet cute?
Nothing. Everything is made up. Nothing is real. Other than the fact, this is not a spoiler, but I'll say it. Other than the fact that Aman has brown eyes and dimples.
I was going to ask you because he started to sound quite familiar.
Yes. that is the only thing that is from real life. Other than that, nothing else.
Were you given instructions by your partner saying don't you dare put anything private in there?
No. He though stopped caring about that when I started oversharing on YouTube, not 10 years ago. He was like, this sport has sailed. This though now I can't fix. So he's actually made his peace with it. He's so weird, you know, I sent him the first 100 pages, he's never read them.
And you still said yes?
I said yes before. Terrible.
Now has he read the 100 pages?
No. Now his excuse is now I'll read when the book is out. I said, no, you're not going to read it.
That's actually, no, yeah, I'd like to see it when it comes out. I'll read the first copy.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's just saying it. He's just too lazy to read. He's waiting for the audiobook.
What makes you such a diehard romantic?
Oh my god. I think just what I've grown up watching in general. I don't think anybody in this room has watched Viva as many times as I have.
Viva?
Like, it's crazy how pathetically romantic I am in life when it comes to watching. I watch the same movies over and over and over. Shah Rukh Khan has been my hero for life. Hrithik Roshan has pushed me into puberty. It's very personal for me. I don't understand. But it's a whole thing. I think I don't enjoy watching, reading, talking about, or writing any other genre as much as I do romance. It's a problem at this point.
You think it has to do with how real everything else is in your life? That this is your escape?
Could be. Now I think that. I've not thought of that before, but yeah, it could be. Yeah, you know what? Because so Prashant always likes watching true crime and everything that's not very nice to watch right before you fall asleep, right? But it's not just that time. Any time of the day, any time I have free, it could actually be what you're saying, that I always look for my escape, I always look for my kind of respite in romance books.
And you can't basically pick up something that doesn't resonate with you, but you don't want to be bogged down by what you're reading.
Also, there is enough that in real life there's enough that you deal with. One of the most common conversations I have with people who don't enjoy romance as much as I do is always doesn't it set unrealistic expectations? It's so cool that you asked that, because one of my favorite parts in the book, I don't know if I can't say this.
Okay, make it up. Say something completely off base.
Yeah.
We won't know because we've only waited for the book for a year and a half.
But she says something very similar at that point, where I'll not quote it the way I've written it, but she speaks about are you even allowed to feel this at this age? Is it even okay? Shouldn't you be 60, gone through enough to actually feel that? So I felt that too, but at 23, doesn't everything feel like the end of the world? Doesn't everything feel so serious? Doesn't everything feel... Also, you eventually realize that there has been a journey she's had, there's been a childhood that she's had that's kind of gotten her to where she is at this point.
Okay. She's revealed some bits, but that's the best part because now all of us are going to pre-order for sure.
Please pre-order on the 5th of December.
So have you targeted, I'm not calling them something insulting, but your biggest fans are called the Dum Dum Army.
No, it's so funny. Everybody keeps asking me, why are you calling them that? I said, I didn't call them that. They called themselves that. But it was 10 years ago and we've all grown up since. Now we just...
Is anyone from the Dum Dum Army here?